Good morning, Congo Crowley and Congo Cooper. This is Sister Lindsay, and welcome to another day of math instruction. We're going to continue with our investigation of place value using our tens and using our ones. So we're going to get started with our application problem, then move on to our vocabulary, and then we're going to move into our concept today. So let's get started with our application problem. You should be looking in your video guide and going to the page with today's date 3/26/2020, and your application problem is as follows. Nasim is writing the number 34 on a place value chart. He can not remember if he has 4 tens and 3 ones or 3 tens and 4 ones. Use a place value chart to show how many tens and ones are in 34. Use a drawing and words to explain this to Nasim. All right, so this is a word problem, but it is a different type of word problem. This one is more of practicing your skills. All right, so in this word problem, our keywords are going to be more like the directions that are telling us what to do in order to solve this problem. All right, so I do have numbers. I want to make sure I'm focusing on them. So I have 34, 4, 3, 3, 4. Okay. And then there really isn't a question so much as directions. So we're going to focus on use a place value chart to show how many tens and ones are in 34. Use a drawing and words to explain this to Nasim. All right. That's what we're doing. That's what we're answering in order to answer this problem. All right. So in order to answer this problem, I need to really know which number goes with my tens and which number goes with my ones. All right. So you want to focus on your tens and ones. So I'm going to box those. And I see that I have, is it 4 tens or 3 tens or 4 ones and 3 ones? All right, so let's take this information and let's go to our place value chart. All right, so you should see this on your paper. And I need to make sure that this is labeled properly. So remember, on the left are your tens and on the right are your ones, just like it's set up in your number. So I have my tens, I have my ones. And just like how it's set up in my number. All right. So tens are on the left. My 4 is on the left. So 4 goes under tens. And 3s are on the right. 3s go under ones. Set the next one up. Tens, ones. Just like in my number, on the left I have tens, on the right I have ones. So on the left I have 3, on the right I have 4. All right, so it also says in the problem to use a drawing and words to explain this. Now, I have my place value chart. I have the area for my drawing. I'm going to leave the explanation to you. So let's do the drawing and get ready to move forward from there. All right, so when I'm drawing my tens, they're going to look exactly like this. All right, it's just a straight line up and down. Don't worry about, I'm not sure if you can see or have seen it before. These have little, it's like cubes all together. But you're not going to, when you're drawing it, you're not going to worry about that. You're going to draw it like it's a tally mark. All right, so the chart tells me I have 4 tens. So for my drawing, I need to draw 4 of them. All right. My place value chart tells me I have 3 ones. I need to draw 3 ones. And ones are like little squares, or I like dots, and the dots represent them just as well. All right. So I have 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. All right. Now, go to the next place value chart. Let's do the same thing. The next place value chart says that I have 3 10s and 4 1s. Let's draw that out. So I have 3 10s. That means I draw 3 lines. I have 4 1s. That means I draw 4 dots or squares. Now, we're looking at these two numbers. Which one of them is 34? This one. This one's 34. So we need to explain to Brother Nassim that 34 has 3 10s and 4 1s. And you can write that out in your explanation. Okay? All right. Let's have a quick review of our vocabulary. And our vocabulary for this unit, the ones that definitely need to stick in your brain, we have ones. And remember, ones are towards the right, the last number in the number. Ones are single and they're counted one by one. The next vocabulary word we have is tens. And tens is to the left, the second number from the right, and it's a group of 10 ones. All right. And the next one we have is place value. And place value is how much a number is worth based on its location. Remember, if I have a 3 in the ones place, it's worth 1, 2, 3. If I have a 3 in the tens place, it's worth 10, 20, 30. All right. So let's move on to our concept for today. And our objective for today is to interpret 2-digit numbers as either tens and ones or as all ones. All right. Interpret 2-digit numbers as tens and ones or just all ones. Excuse me. All right, so when I think about the number 34, all right, when I think about the number 34, I want to be able to count that in the most efficient way possible. So let's get the magic tilt so that we can start worrying about our place value, working on our place value. All right, so when I think about counting the number 34 as efficiently as possible, I want to make sure that I'm counting with my tens and then counting with my ones. So when I'm thinking about the number 34, I'm picturing the number. I have 10, 20, 30. Okay, that's as close as I can get counting by tens. And then 31, 32, 33, 34. All right, so I have 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. All right. Remembering that each one of these is equal to 10. All right. So that's representing 34 as tens and ones. But I also can represent 34 as all ones. How? Each one of these is 10. So 10 becomes 10. 10 ones becomes, this 10 becomes 10 ones. This 10 becomes 10 ones. Now, this looks way different. Definitely does not look like the most efficient way to do this, but it still represents the same number. Let's make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Still represents the same number, all right? So when I am counting with my place value blocks or using my place value blocks, I am going to know that this represents 10. So when I'm asked how many ones are in the total number, I know that this is 10. So when I go back and count, when I go back and I have this represented on my problem set or my exit ticket, and the problem asks me, well, how many ones are in the total number? 10 ones, 20 ones, 30 ones, 31, 32, 33, 34. Now, here's a cheat code for you. If ones are single and I count them one by one, doesn't that mean that the number that I have is equal to the number of ones that are in that number? Think about it for a second. If ones are single and counted one by one, doesn't that mean that the number that I have is equal to the number of ones in that number? I have the number 34 here. There are 34 ones in the number 34. If I had the number 54, there would be 54 ones in that number because ones are counted one by one. So, if you remember that little cheat code, you'll always remember how many ones are in a number. All right? So, let's move on to our problem set and our exit ticket for today. So remember that after you have completed your exit ticket and your problem set, you are making sure that you are taking a photograph of them and submitting them on grade 1 at sfacs.us for your work submission. It is very important that you're submitting your work daily and on time and frequently. And if you are behind, just turn it in. That's perfectly fine. These circumstances are way different than anyone could imagine. Me and all the other facilitators just want to know that you are doing your best possible work and keeping that scholarship spirit going. All right. So on your exit ticket, you're going to see pictures that represent numbers. All right. Remember that when you see a group of something, that group represents 10. And this time you're going to be thinking about how many ones are in that total number. Remember the cheat code. The same number of ones, the number that you have is the same as the number of ones in that number. When I had 34, I had 34 ones in that number. All right. On your problem set, you're going to be doing pretty much the same thing. Remember, your groups are 10. Your ones, your single things are ones. And remember your cheat code. The same number of ones are in that number. All right. So 34 ones. All right. You're going to also be matching up. You're also going to be matching up pictures with the number that goes with them. All right. So pay close attention to the directions and make sure that your lines are clear so that we can tell what your answer actually is. Hopefully you guys will get this done as efficiently as possible. And I look forward to seeing what your work looks like today. All right. Till next time. See you then.